Hello, conservative America. Now, conservatives, we need to decide what kind of country we want. I should be able to drive a big pickup with dualies, a beer in one hand, the Bible in the other hand, shoot guns at the window at whatever I want with my free hand. There are so many uses for guns, especially if you're a little drunk. For example, if a bad guy with a gun starts shooting people in a crowded place. Now, what you need here is some good guys with guns that'll take out their guns and start shooting. Now, studies show that them good guys, they're probably going to shoot some good people too. So you need another layer of protection. More good guys with guns. That way they can take out their guns, start shooting at the good guys that are already shooting at other good guys, and they're going to probably shoot other good people too. So you add another layer of protection. Another layer of guys with guns. You keep adding layers of protection, good guys with guns, until everyone's dead. Problem solved. And Ben Carson, he's got a good solution for mass shootings. He says, that unarmed citizens should just go ahead and rush the bad guy with the guns, because everyone knows that the best thing to use to stop a bullet is you. The Second Amendment, it guarantees Americans the right to bear arms. Because guns don't kill people. People kill people. Dang right. And people are smart. That's why they use guns to kill people. You know what kills more than guns? Diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Should we outlaw spoons like they did at McDonald's? No, because you don't drink Coke with a spoon. Thank you, Michelle Obama. Tyranny. That's what it is. Salads are tyranny. No thanks. I'll take my freedom fries, deep fried in the boiling trans fats of liberty. And the only way to prevent tyranny is to make sure that the police are armed with military assault vehicles. Shoot first, Mirandize later. Thank you, Rachel Madcow. A side note, by the way, Rachel Maddow and Ted Nugent should wrestle winner take all. Anyway, tyranny, political correctness. How are liberal atheist kids going to be able to learn about Jesus if they don't learn about it in school? I mean, forcing Christians to not be able to practice their religion, which is spreading the word of Jesus all the time, is tyranny. And then making Christians bake cakes for gay weddings all over the place. Well, that's like telling them to be Satan's butler. Imagine this. Ann Coulter, topless, on Satan's motorcycle, roaring down the highway that leads straight to hell, streaming a gay rainbow flag off the back of her bike, firing machine guns with both hands, topless, her blonde hair blowing in the wind, a knowing wink, hard nipples in the sun. Never mind, it's a bad example. I got distracted. Now, see, that's what Obama wants. He wants you distracted. He doesn't want you to think about all those poor people that will get health care so they will feel better, good enough to go get an abortion. That's what health care is. It's just another word for abortions. No, sir, not in my country. If you can't afford an abortion, no abortion for you, mister. Everyone blames corporations. Even the Pope says they're immoral. But you don't see a corporation getting an abortion. And they can afford it. But if some poor girl in Alabama is having trouble with her pregnancy, why is she dipping into my pocket? Planned Parenthood says they don't use federal money for abortions, but how do we know? Look, if Planned Parenthood needs money, then they should just make it by selling anchor baby parts. And global warming. What is that? Think about it. We all know that global warming is driven by ice ages. Despite rising temperatures, it's actually getting colder. Scientific consensus. That's a bunch of hooey. Science relies on facts. Well, as a great American icon, Homer Simpson, once said, you can use facts to prove just about anything. Science once told us that the world was flat. NASA got it wrong then, and they're getting it wrong today. Drill, baby, drill. That's what I say. Solar power, wind power, they don't produce any oil. And what's all this whining about overfishing in the oceans? Where are we supposed to get fish? Chicago? Acorn? Kenya? Al Gore? Liberals are always shooting their mouths off about one percenters. This proves two things. Number one, liberals like shooting. Number two, liberals are satisfied with 99% of this country. I can't understand why liberals are so afraid of rich people. They're obviously smarter than us, like Trump. He said we need to spend a lot of money on a strong military so we don't have to use it. The man is wise. He's not perfect. He combs his hair to the side. You know who else used to comb their hair to the side? Hitler. But we should let Trump build his wall along the border. I tell you, it will be a beautiful wall with casinos and golf courses built by Mexicans. It's a win-win. We get a beautiful wall that we can make from infrastructure crumbles, with the Trump-style facade of marble with gold inlay. That wall will be the envy of the world that can't get in to see it. Maybe we should put some of that facade up at the airports too, so that way the folks who are going to overstay their visas can get a gander as well. This country was built on Christian principles written by atheists. In God we trust has been on our money since 1950s. But we've had money since the beginning of the country, so the intent is clear. So Americans have the God-given responsibility to be Christians. That's what religious freedom means. Jesus wasn't gay. He wasn't married either. So gay marriage? The logic flaw is obvious. Obviously, he didn't say it, but marriage that Jesus liked was between a man and a woman, not a man and a turtle. Come on, marriage and divorce are sacred. What goes on in a person's bedroom is nothing that shouldn't happen in church. Your right to privacy should not apply to things that are no one else's business, like your privates. What are they? Where are they? Where are they going? What did Jesus do with his? The Bible is clear. We should adhere to the parts of the Bible that don't close Walmart on Sundays. The lion may lie down with the lamb, but that's where we draw the line. It's insane. Hillary, she used her own email server, so the Russians found out details about her daughter's wedding before the American press did. That costs American jobs. What creates jobs is investigations. Millions, taxpayer dollars spent on investigations, that's economic stimulus. And the fact that after months of investigation, no wrongdoing has been discovered by Hillary, that's the best evidence that the investigation should continue. Benghazi is stimulus in action. Darrell Issa is a job creator. Ask anyone at Fox News, because Fox News, they know. It's not about giving us the news that we want to hear. It's about hearing it's not. I'm so confused. I watch Fox all the time. It's not about giving us the news that we need to know. It's about giving us the news that we want to know. That's the problem with education. We don't need a bunch of eggheads running around telling us that the word America is 4 syllables. This is America. We move quickly here. We don't have time for 4 syllables. Saying America is only 3 syllables. That makes this country 25% more efficient. I'm smart enough to figure that out. The problem is too many people in this country vote. We need to fix that. If we let people vote against voter suppression, how are we going to suppress voters? It's simple logic. You should have to show an ID to vote, either a food stamp card or a bus pass. If you don't have one of those things, you don't vote. The cost of depriving tens of thousands of mostly dang liberals, Americans, their right to vote is a small price to pay to prevent a couple hundred people from voting fraudulently. Do the math, egghead. Look, we're a city set upon a hill and a shining beacon and an example to the rest of the world that they can look up to. You know, they know what we do. We've shown the world that tolerance shouldn't be tolerated. Like Gecko said in Wall Street, the greatest movie ever made, greed works. We've shown the world that we can kill more Americans with our own guns than terrorists ever have or ever will. We've demonstrated that the cult of science can be overcome by simply bringing a snowball to the floor of our great Congress. The world respects us, not because of our ideas, but because we have the biggest, most expensive military might in the world. And we need to keep our eye in the heavens and our heads in the clouds and not look around too much because we're not France.